morning and welcome back to Live at FDIC, brought to you by Firehouse Subs, the firefighter-founded hot sub chain with a passion for hearty and flavorful food, heartfelt service, and public safety. If you're ready for your next mission after you retire, Firehouse Subs is offering firefighters the opportunity to continue serving after the service now as restaurant owners. So learn more about that at www.firehousesubsfranchising.com. My name is Chris McClune. I'll be your host for this installment of Live at FDIC. With me today are Troy Lashinsky and Jason Marvel. They are both with Image Trend. We've been talking a lot this week. Just yesterday, we talked a lot about data, a lot about reporting and things like that. And that's where I'd like to start with you with Image Trend. We are in the fire service right now, moving from NFIRS or NFIRS, whichever you call it. I'm a NFIRS guy, but I know there are a number of different pronunciations for that. But we're moving to NERIS, and I guess there is, not trepidation necessarily, but I mean, it's one of those things where we're not quite sure when things are happening. Like when do we need to officially make the switch? So what is Image Trend doing to help departments adapt to that transition?
Sure. So the transition to NERIS is challenging from the aspect of time frame. So every single agency in the country needs to transition by the end of this year. So January 1st, 2026 is the big cutover. It really is allowing Image Trend to focus on a couple of our key competencies. So number one is compliance. We've got a known track record of being an industry leader with compliance, being highlighted by our recent NEMSIS 3.5 transition. So that's really one of our key competencies is compliance. And then secondly, we're very strong at data exchange. So one big challenge that everybody in the industry has faced with NFIRS is the lack of the ability to transmit your incident data automatically or via API. It's always been a manual process and it's been very painful. And just the fact that it's a manual process causes departments not to transmit their data on a very timely basis. So we all know how important it is trying to make data-driven decisions, and the fact that it's a manual process and people are not transmitting their data on a regular basis really doesn't give us good data to look at. So that's one of the things that I'm most excited about with this transition to NERIS is the ability to transmit that data automatically via API, which will just lend itself to departments sending their data on a more regular basis, which will, for the first time in our industry, really give us the ability to look at near real-time data, which will allow us to make really timely decisions as we're seeing new hazards emerge in our communities that affect our property, our citizens, and our providers. So we'll be able to take action quickly, and that's one of the things that's most exciting.
It's not our first rodeo.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that manual process, which is, it slows you down. We want the data as quickly and as we can get it. So we're talking about efficiency, but also with documentation and getting that data quickly, but we are also talking about accuracy with that. We want to have the most accurate data so that we can make the best decisions possible moving forward when we make those data-driven decisions. So how can technology help organizations improve in that aspect of things?
Well, one of the things always with that data-driven decision-making process, when you go back and look at your data, sure, it's great to say, okay, we've got this data, look what happened last year. And what should we do with last year's data to make changes in our processes or efficiencies next year? What we really want to do is provide what's happening right now. And how can we make changes right now that make impact? And that's really what we want to do. We want to be able to take that data and put it on a dashboard at the station and say, hey, Station 2, your en-route times are out of whack. They're not in alignment with our standards. Look at the red number on that board right in your face. Let's make a change right now to fix this. Instead of, hey, here's a bunch of data that shows what we did last year, and let's make a change on that for next year. We can make changes based on what we see right now with our data that's happening as the calls are coming in.
Yeah, I think the key piece for, when you talk about data, it's about scale. So when you think about Image Trend as a leader, you want to provide some stats from a scale perspective. How many incidents do we see? What's the scale and scope of the business?
Sure. So in our databases, on an average annual basis, we'll have over 80 million records, EMS records. So we have about 80% of all the call volume in the United States within our database.
So when you try to make real decisions, you need the scale and scope of data from a modeling perspective to get accurate results. If you're talking about a smaller bit player, the data just isn't there from a scale perspective to provide those real results.
We hear a lot right now about AI, and I mean it's coming in. I mean, and it's interesting the many different applications there are within the fire service. But you know, for you guys, how do you see AI and visual technology kind of shaping the way organizations approach documentation and reporting?
I love this question. We're going to take it back to one of the inherent challenges in the fire service. Call volume's going up. Resources are staying flat. So from an efficiency standpoint, I think the real challenge for a fire department is how do you do more with less? And so the way we evaluate technology is the real impact on efficiency. And I'll give you one example. We have millions of images that are in a pre-labeled data set. So let me give you an example. From a pre-fire planning standpoint, what that enables us to do is put a device in the hands of an average firefighter. They take a photo, and we can do things like image recognition. So in real time, you can determine the characteristics of the building. You can annotate hazards, assets. So from a productivity or efficiency perspective, really what you're doing is lowering or narrowing the time that it takes to perform a pre-fire plan. That's how we're deploying AI.
Okay. So we talked a lot about the data and the efficiency and the accuracy and how we're doing AI. When the fire department says, or the EMS department says, okay, I want to go with this, how do we implement it?
So right now we are in development of AI assist feature. So it has a couple of key components. So number one, we're allowing you to do some voice to text, and then taking that text and looking at the unstructured data, making some sense of it, looking for medical terms, and then taking those medical terms and populating the field. So what we're really doing is eliminating a lot of the time on task for documentation to allow the providers to spend more time with the patients. And in addition to that, we've just recently added another layer on top of that where we're able to take photos and use AI to look at that photo, determine what the data actually is, and then also populate the field. So for example, you can take a phase sheet from a hospital, you can scan it, it will grab the patient information, it will grab medications. You can scan a medication list that's either been provided by the hospital, you can scan a medication bottle, you can take a hand scratch list of medications on a piece of paper and it will recognize the medications and automatically fill the fields in with those. So by just taking the time away from doing documentation, we think that we could save providers up to 5 minutes per incident. And if you look at the scale of our solution, all the incidents that we have in our database, if we were able to apply 5 minutes per incident across all of the incidents within our database, we could save the industry 644 years of time doing documentation to allow them to spend more time doing meaningful things like taking care of the patients.
Do you find, or I guess, what data do you find fire and EMS departments are using the most? Is there kind of a common thread, or is it all over the place in terms of what they are looking for to get out of your product?
You want to start with accreditation?
Yep.
Yeah.
So one of the key features that we have within our product that's data-driven is we have a fire accreditation dashboard. Okay. And again, it takes all of the data that's already been entered into our system, and it will look at that real time. It will provide real-time stats on a dashboard that can be seen at all stations, and it will allow you to see exactly what's going on right now to allow you to make changes in your behavior and your actions and your training right now, to make sure that you're staying within the standards that your department has set for themselves.
And the only real way to accomplish that is to be sitting on big data, right? Because I think the impact of big data provides the avenue to solve some of these real major industry challenges.
Okay. Well, we're here at FDIC, so when people are going to come to your booth later, they're going to see what you have now and what you have to offer now. But looking ahead, we're always looking ahead, and you know we do that we do that as well here. What's new and innovative at Image Trend that would benefit our listeners, and what's kind of coming down the pike, if you can mention what's coming down the pike?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can take a step back, right? So there are ways that you can think about how technology from a futuristic perspective will impact the organization. We are spending time focused on consolidating or collapsing products and services across the portfolio of a way a fire department thinks about their entirety of their operation. So things like single sign-on is a really effective tool to create some efficiency, right? These are just basic concepts, so that's not even futuristic, that's here today. So it's consolidating, collapsing, and providing sort of a methodology for the fire department to create some efficiencies. Do you have any examples of additional things?
Really good example. We were just talking to this gentleman
Yeah,
right over
Tim.
here, and
Yeah.
he pulled out his phone and he said, look, these 5 apps that I use in my fire department, we really would like to get that down to just 1, ours.
Yeah.
We would like our platform to be able to take care of all the needs of a fire department so that they can just use one solution to take care of all of their business.
And what I like about what Troy said with AI Assist is we listened to the way the industry was asking us to solve problems. We went back, we solved that problem, and now we're going to take the next step, right? Whether it's pre-fire planning with image analytics, whether it's industry consolidation or app consolidation, those are the things that fire departments are asking us to solve from a problem perspective, and we're doing just that.
How hard has it been, not hard, but have there been challenges, I guess, educating fire departments on AI and how it's used? I think, sometimes I know, I mean, even in my own job, you're always kind of like, well, is this really right? So how to establish the confidence in it, have there been challenges with that?
Yeah, I would say it's a perception challenge.
Okay.
Right? So what is AI versus machine learning versus, another technology? I think what we're looking to do is deploy technologies that are available, that are proven today, while embracing maybe more futuristic things for tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'd like to add on to that too. So one of the problems that we all see with AI is it's very confidently incorrect at times. And what we're doing is we're using AI not to actually generate something new. What we're doing is using it to look through text that's either been entered by voice or hand entered.
Okay.
And we're using AI to actually search through that looking for medical terms. Whereas a lot of time voice to text is really looking for common words. We're looking for medical terms that would be entered into fields in our run form. So that is a big difference on how we're using it, instead of just trying to create something out of thin air.
And the only way to really do that is with the scale of an organization the size of Image Trend. You can't do it on small data.
Just want to talk real quick about what you're doing at FDIC. Where's your booth, and what are we going to get a chance to look at?
Yeah, where's our booth?
2243.
And what are we going to be seeing?
Well,
What
you're
did you bring?
going to be able to see all of our solutions. So we'll have many folks in the booth that will be able to show you our platform of products from all across incident entry to reporting to analytics and so on and so forth. You'll see the full range of our platform and all the things that we can do.
So whether or not you're EMS, whether or not you're fire, the combo of the solutions that we hold under one portfolio is unrivaled.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for those who are not going to be able to make the expo this year, where can they find out more information on Image Trend?
So you can go to our website, www.imagetrend.com. Recently launched a fabulous new website that is really outstanding and much easier to find what you're looking for. It's really a glorious experience. You can also reach out to us, and we would love to set up a demo for you or just talk to you about the challenges that you face and how we can help you solve those challenges.
And I think the key part of that is we're going to start from the problem space first. We're not going to start with the technology and try to wow you with the technology. We're going to start with the problem, align the solution that most benefits the fire department's problem that they're trying to solve.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you both very much for sitting down with me today. I'll tell you, just between today and yesterday and just walking the floor as much as you can right now because it's still sort of under construction, data has been a major theme of this event so far this year for me. So definitely keeping an eye on what you are doing in terms of collecting data for fire departments and helping us become more efficient and more accurate with our documentation. So again, this has been Chris McClune for Live at FDIC with folks from ImageTrend, Troy and Jason today. Have a good one, everybody, and stay safe. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.